rhino skin if you're gonna begin to walk through this world.
All right, good morning. We are in Tampa, Florida for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers 40th anniversary tour. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning. We are just about ready to roll the stage. Just coming in on the back end of a 2 in a row. We were in West Palm last night. Kind of a tough show in West Palm last night, man. That building always gets me. They're just, what do they say? Certain hitters have certain pitchers' numbers. Certain pitchers have certain hitters' numbers. It doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes it just gets you. And we had a tough play. That's such a tough room. I just find it to be so tough in there. At any rate, I was kind of grinding on it last night, but kind of came in, had a little workout this morning, kind of flushed it out of my brain. Listened to some different music this morning during my workout instead of the show, so I wouldn't grind on it. And we're just going to live to fight another day. That is just part of the reality out here, that some days you have good days, some days you don't. It's just the reality of it. It's a harsh reality, but it's a real one. All right, so today, obviously, we'll have another little venue segment for you. We'll move into Harden the Fuck Up here in a few minutes. And I'll check back in with you throughout the day. All right, we'll see ya. Bye-bye.
You need elephant balls if you don't want to crawl on your hands through this world.
All right, good morning. It is May 6th. Early in the morning, we are in Tampa, Florida for this episode of Harden the Fuck Up. And this morning, we are in the building for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And it's a big building. I've been in here many times. And yeah, it's a steep one. We got a big 3-tier stair climb today, so we're going to get back to the stairs. Going to also include some strength training with it, some body weight strength training with it. As you can kind of see on the board here, we'll go to the boards. We're going to do stairs, an ascent, descent, just like we've been doing, and then put in some tricep dips and some push-up variation for a total of 25. And then we will carry on and back to the stairs. All right, I'm a little punchy this morning. As you can see, we had a long day yesterday, a long night last night. So always kind of tough to get up in the morning you're going on these days, but that is part of the challenge, right? So that's it this morning. Let's get after it. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, my love, if I reveal every secret I've concealed, how many thoughts would you steal? How much of my pain would you feel? You need eagle's wings to get over things that make no sense in this world. You need rhino skin if you're gonna pretend you're not hurt by this world.
Yeah, you can tell you're in a hometown here, right? A hometown of one of the band members, or maybe in this case, the home state of some of the band members, because you're going to get this big hunk of chairs set right up behind your console, and the people that are going to be right here are going to be judge, jury, and executioner on your show. It's just the plain simple truth of it.
If you listen long enough, you can hear my skin grow tough. Love is painful to the touch, must be made of stronger stuff. You need rhino skin.
I was kind of thinking a little bit about what I said in that earlier segment, and it got me to think a little bit about what it takes to come out and kind of do this gig. And I don't mean necessarily just Tom Petty. I mean any gig where you're out doing this in front of lots of people. It is really, honestly, very analogous to sporting events, etc. You're going to have people on the sidelines that are cheering you on. You're going to have people on the sidelines that just think you're the biggest turd that ever walked the earth. And that's just the harsh reality of it. And you got to have some pretty thick skin to be able to deal with it. You got to let it roll off your back. And, you know, just even with the seat sitting behind us tonight, you know, I've talked to many young guys coming up that are doing this, and I try to impart this piece of wisdom for you to them, you know, is that you can't mix for those seats. You can't mix for those seats. You can't try to mix for the fans that are critical of you, you know, or even the ones that are cheering for you. You've got to kind of do it for yourself and let the chips fall where they may. I mean, either people are going to like it or they aren't, and, you know, your career is going to take off from there. But if you try to mix for the ears of everybody that has a comment for you, you are going to be chasing your tail for a long time and really never get a good result. You've just got to believe in what you're doing and let the chips fall where they may. All right? That's my philosophical wisdom for the hour. Okay? Maybe I'll have more by the end of the day. We'll never know. It might just be one of those days where we just have an awakening.
You need rhino skin, or you're gonna give in.
All right, for the venue segment today, I thought I would give you a nice, easy one. This is one I've been doing for a long time with venue and have showed it to a lot of people, and it's really, really an effective way to handle a main microphone, meaning a main vocal microphone, and a spare microphone, so that you don't have to double up your channel processing, right? If during the course of the show you were to lose the main microphone and you decided to go to your backup microphone, it's plugged into a separate mic pre. I mean, obviously, you know, we want it in its own mic pre, but we want to be able to take advantage of all the channel processing that we've built up, in, you know, channel EQ, etc., so that we don't have to track two channels throughout the show to keep them both in alignment in case we need to switch over to that second channel. What we're basically going to do is use a snapshot to repatch the spare channel into the normal channel, right? Now, keep in mind, it's got its own preamp. It's going to patch into your processing channels, and then you can just carry on working right where you were before. The only thing you have to make sure of, obviously, is that both of the preamps are set at the same level, and then you can just carry right on. They can move the microphone over, and you can just pick up right where you left off, all right? So let me get the camera turned around, and I'll show you how we do that really quickly. All right, we're going to start out right on the snapshot page here. I'm going to show you how to create the snapshot first. And then I'm also going to use the media page and some events to show you how to actually manipulate this move very, very quickly. Because obviously you want to be able to do this under fire. You want to be able to do it under pressure. You don't want to have to be searching around for snapshots, etc. Right? So in my snapshot list, if I scroll down here, you'll see that I have a snapshot called TP main vocal and TP spare vocal. And you'll also notice that I have one channel scoped, right? So this is the only channel these two snapshots are going to affect. The input patch of those of that channel is what we're going to impact with the snapshot. And the same for the name. We're going to actually change the name of it if we go to the spare mic to indicate that we're on the spare mic, you know, and help save confusion with it, okay? So those are our two snapshot choices we have there, TP main vocal or TP spare vocal. I'm also going to go to the Recall Safe Grid and just show you one other thing here. Just remember, if you're going to do that on this processing channel, it has to be unsafed with regard to its input patch and with its name, right? We have to have those two things not in the safe grid in order to recall this, okay? So the next piece of the puzzle here is to go to the media page and create a pair of events, all right? So we're going to create one event that's called Tom Main Vocal and one event that's called Tom Spare Vocal. All right, so you can see the one that I have called Tom Main Vocal here. I am going to use a function switch to initiate that patch of that vocal to my processing channel. Excuse me. So you can see now I have it assigned to function switch 6. And when that is pressed, what is going to happen is it's going to recall snapshot TP main vocal. All right. Now I've added other functionality to this action here to also help guide us and keep us from getting confused. And that is, I'm going to have that function switch flash, and I'm also going to have it turn off the function switch for the spare patch, all right? So for the spare event. So notice I have a second event here called Tom Spare Vocal. It is going to be function switch 12. When it is pressed, we're going to recall snapshot TP spare vocal. It's going to light, or flash, I should say, function switch 12 and turn off function switch 6, right? So we don't have both of them flashing. So if you can kind of see down here on the console, I hope you can see that in this wide view here. Right now we have Tom's main vocal flashing. That means that's the one that's patched in. I'm going to go back to the snapshots page here. Actually, yeah, let's do it here. I'll show it here so you can actually see what's happening here. All right, to actually show you what's going to happen here, I'm going to actually take you to the patch bay page. So you can see Tom's vocal here and that it is patched from input 33, right? So I'm going to press the spare vocal event that I've set up, and you'll notice that it changes that to channel 34, right? Which is where that spare vocal mic is patched in. Now, granted, we have an actual channel that is assigned to 34. It's just an open channel for us. We don't actually use it on the console. But if we did, we would have to duplicate the channel processing on it to match Tom's spare vocal, right? Which we don't really want to do. We want to save some DSP here and not have to use both of those channels. So, or both of those processing channels. So by doing this, just by being able to go back and forth, we can use the main vocal, use the EQ that we've developed throughout the show, the processing settings that we've used throughout the show. If we have to go to the actual spare microphone, we just do that and patch it in to that channel and off we go. Right now we're on the spare mic. All right, so pretty easy, really nice now that we got the momentary snapshots, etc. So I hope you guys make good use of this. It's a great way to handle main and spare microphones and still stay really efficient in your DSP use. Keep it really clean in terms of patching and show file, etc. Okay, we'll see you on the next venue segment. Wish me luck tonight in Tampa. Let's have a good show. We're ready for a good one tonight. I think the band's going to have a good one tonight. Just can feel it coming. All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.